we're back again today with another Blender 3 tutorial, and this one we're gonna teach you guys how to unwrap. We're not doing anything too tricky, we're just kind of unwrapping a cube actually, but we're gonna apply a dice texture to it, so like, you know, like the card dice, the game dice. Alright, so we're gonna click tab and go into edit mode, drag this to the side, T to turn off the tools on that window, select the UV image editor, and you see how this is blank? Well, we're gonna click new here, name this UV underscore map. This is the width and the height of the amount of pixels you want to use for at least the display map. This is the display of the UV. But what we're going to select here is a UV grid, and then click OK. Now we've got ourselves a UV grid. Blender will always pretty much have a standard unwrap for every object. That's what we've got here. What we're going to do though is in edit mode with this cube, go into the edge selection mode by control tabbing edge. I'm going to select there, 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 I think it's there and there, and go control E and go A and U to unwrap. So now we got this unwrap. The reason I selected those specific edges was to actually keep this mesh completely joined. I can click L over here and drag this and it will be a whole piece. Control Z. You can also select individual faces and select, and then click on your keyboard, press U and unwrap, and that will actually unwrap the mesh separately from the rest of the mesh. But if you did it all that way, you wouldn't exactly know which side's which of the edges. You'd be struggling. All that. What we do over here is we select the texture mode, and a nice little trick in Blender at least is to change this to a sun just for viewing purposes, and duplicate the sun by shifting on the keyboard, shift B, and then we press R, Z 180, and that rotates that around by 180. The bottom isn't lit, but that's okay. So if I was to select this vertex here, or this point of the UV map, and then G to grab, that would actually, distort the UV. So if you've unwrapped something and it looks like that with this UV grid turned on, you're most likely going to have a really bad texture. So there's actually two different unwrap methods. We've got the preset here, which is angle based, but I'm going to choose conformal U unwrap. Again, probably will make no difference at all. But the difference between the two I found was conformal was better for like straight faces, like cube meshes, and angle base is better for more organic meshes. So as I said, we're going to turn this into a dice. What we can do is we can open up an image here. I'm going to select my dice, you can find a dice image off the web if you want, but I found this one Reason why I've loaded it here is because, yeah, I need to make sure that this UV fits with this UV, and well, it just so happens that it does. If it didn't, say if the green face was where the one was here, you can actually rotate your UV just like you would in 3D. So you press R on the keyboard and go 180, and they'll flip it 180, but mine seem to work out okay. So you can go A, G to grab in the UV, you can go R to rotate, and you can even scale with the S key. So you want to create, let's just delete that material, click that for a new one, name this UV underscore texture, and we're going to go over the texture part there and click new, open, go to where it was before, and then we've got, yep, that's all good. I usually click over here and click UV map. Not sure if you have to or not, but I do anyways. Couldn't hurt. So that's the texture mode. The texture mode will display your texture that's set here. But truth be told, if you haven't got a material that's attached to an opened image file, it's not gonna show through on the render. So if I was to click plus here, go tab, back into edit mode, assign, go into the texture mode, it may display in the texture, but if I go back into the rendered mode, it's not gonna render. So that's why you want to apply it on a material. Click assign, and we go into render mode here. And there we have it. A dice. I might do something quickly as well, just to be fancy. I might go, let's see, let's go A, W, subdivide. No. I'm going to go Control R, make two of these, go S, Y, 1.9, and I'll do the same from this angle, S, X, 1.9, and then I'm going to go A and deselect the middle faces. Oh, I forgot to do this one, sorry. Control R, amp that up 2 with the scroll wheel, click scale Z, 1.9, select all, go into face mode, deselect these middle faces. Actually no, I might just select the edges by alt clicking. Either way is fine, I think. And then once you've got all the edges selected, you don't have to do this by the way, but I'm just doing it for fun. We can go W and click smooth, and also we want to shade this smooth, so W shade smooth, and we can go back into the texture here. Oops, it's stretched. That's not very smart. So maybe I'll have to unwrap this again by pressing U. Ooh, that's a lot better. You see? And yeah, that's a cool looking cube. I'm gonna roll that damn thing. I hope you like this tutorial. Let me know if you want to see anything in particular. Just leave a comment below, and I'll try and find the time to make you whatever you wanna know. show you what you want to know. Thanks once again.